I think I want a pair of these. They're really cool. I gotta talk myself out of it. I don't need another pair of shoes. I don't need another pair of shoes. But I want them, for sure. And they smell good too. These are awesome. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look and breakdown on a shoe that I am surprised sold out according to sneakers. Maybe it was a phantom sellout. Wouldn't be surprised there. But this is the Nike Air Max Waffle SP. The SP, I believe, stands for Special Projects, and with this being kind of like a hybrid, not kind of, it's literally a hybrid, I suppose that would count within the Special Projects line. Now, before we get started, we did have one quick announcement, and that's the good folks from Sense Apparel. If you are interested in the hoodie that you see on me right now, or either of our other two icon options, they are currently available for pre-order for this week only. And with those pre-orders, we guarantee a prior to the holiday delivery date. So the sooner that you get your order in, the more guaranteed you are to make sure that we get these to you before you actually give them to people, assuming that they're not for you. But if you're like me, you buy one for yourself and then you buy some for other people. Now, with that being said, this is an interesting one. They are from Nike Sportswear, so they come in a sportswear box. These are made so nice, like they're really good, dude. Like I really like these. I didn't like them at first because visually, whoa, they are striking. And I don't know if it's the colorway, even though I have really warmed up to them. All I know is that they're pretty funky looking, but I don't dislike it at this point. If anything, I think that's what's drawing me towards them. They're so ugly, they're beautiful. Now, what they've done is combined two different models from Nike's past, one of which being the Nike Waffle Racer, and the original model debuted in 1974, so that was quite a while ago. And then the other portion of the shoe, which is a small portion, but a very prominent one, at least visually, and that comes in the form of 1998's Nike Air Max Plus, the one with tuned air. And yeah, this is just a really interesting take on the shoe. We've seen remixes of the Waffle Racer before. Mrs. Wing kind of trashed hers. I love seeing stuff like this. This right here is true sneaker love. But that was a remix on the old classic, and now we have another, which I would argue might be the best one yet. So as far as the outsole goes, the forefoot itself is really reminiscent of that original Waffle Racer. Is it Racer or Trainer? I keep going back and forth between those two things. Trainer. Hopefully I said that right earlier.
No, we'll keep this in here just in case.
Oh yeah. Now, the outsole itself is a direct copy and paste from the original Waffle Trainer, and these lugs right here are massive. They really protrude out of the shoe. It's really quite cool to see because this is basically how Nike got started, you know what I mean? Like everybody knows that age-old story of the waffle iron.
Yeah, my shoes came with a keychain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, if this would have come with a keychain or just a trinket of both the air unit and the waffle, like the waffle iron, that would have been hella sick. None of that stuff comes in this thing. It's just the product itself. So that's kind of a bummer, but whatever. It's a training shoe, or at least it originally was. A lot of people would run in them as well, running, training, whatever. And yeah, this guy right here really is reminiscent of Nike's origins, which is really cool. The back half is reminiscent of Nike's, I don't know what you would call it, but it was kind of its heyday, like its prominence or its prime era, which was the 90s, where you've got that tuned air model in there, and it looks really good with the two shoes combined. Again, I'm really surprised because I remember seeing these when they first got shipped locally here to Phenom, which is where you can grab these right now. And I remember when they pulled them out of the box and I was like, holy crap, those are hideous. And the more that I've seen them, the more that I've kind of been like, you know what, they're not that bad. So yeah, I really like the way that everything turned out given some time. Now the cushioning is interesting because it's like, what do you do? Do you do the wedge EVA that was on the original Waffle Trainer mixed with the tuned air Air Max unit? Or is it just modern Phylon all the way through with a different midsole sculpt, which is what I believe is what they've done. So the forefoot you can't really see because it's inside of the rubber and everything like that. In hand, the material feels like it could be polyurethane. There's no real product description out right now on like what it actually is that I could find, at least. Even when I look back at the original East Bay catalogs of the Nike Air Max Plus, it is really highlighting the air units, but it says nothing about the midsole compound. So I think that's pretty interesting. But in hand, like I said, it's very firm. So it's making me believe that it's polyurethane. Obviously housed within the heel is that Air Max unit, or the tuned air Air Max unit. And in the forefoot, there is no air. It's just simple continuation of the foam. They're not uncomfortable or anything like that. They're not super comfortable either. I would say that they're kind of a neutral ride, although you do get some compression in the heel. Obviously, the more weight that you put on it, the more it'll bend and move, but only in these two sides right here. Like this unit right here itself is really interesting. If you were to look at it without it being embedded within the midsole, it is a multiple chambered unit. So this window right here that you see is actually the pillared unit, whereas the back window right here is the crash pad unit. And those are connected via like plastic tubing and all of that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Now, this medial side is structured quite differently because it's actually got what Nike used to call hemispheres built into the product. You can see it right through the midsole itself, where you can see the red dots inside of the little cutouts of the rubber. And those are actually embedded within the airbag itself, at least underneath it. And those things help the rear section right there in that specific zone not compress, so it keeps the bag firm. And it's supposed to help with pronation and things like that, and just keeping the heel stable. You also have the TPU Bridge right at the midfoot, which is definitely needed because there's this massive gap right here. So the more weight that you would apply, it would flex down and it would not be comfortable for long-term use. But because it's there, it's very stable. And again, I think that they're moderately comfortable. I don't think that it's like super cushioned, but I also don't think that it's lacking cushion. The insole is this piece of shit right here, nothing special. If you wanted to take it out and put in any other insole that you'd like, go for it. Now the upper is really cool because it's the direct copy and paste from the original Waffle trainer. And it's a mixture of really nice materials. Like this right here was probably the most surprising part of the product for me, just because I didn't expect them to use such nice materials all the way around. So that main base layer is a very similar style performance nylon that was used on the original product. Whereas all of the overlays are not premium, but pretty close, at least for Nike standards. And it's a mixture between leather and suedes. So the green rand that you see at the tip of the toe and the eye stay area, as well as in the back of the heel, all really nice, thick, hairy suede. It looks great. Whereas the swoosh and this little like where the old school Nike branding is, like the back tab, actual leather. And yes, you can flip up that back tab and see the fibers in there. So again, actual leather. And then this black portion right here at the bottom where it features the Tuned Air logo, that's a really nice nubuck. So I'm just surprised that they put on the type of materials that they did, because I don't think that they really needed to. They could have like faked it, and they didn't. Everything is pretty reminiscent of the original, minus the lacing structure. Instead of it being just a straight up eye stay with holes punched through it and the laces going through, they do alternate between the traditional look as well as the nylon lace loops. I do kind of wish that they didn't mess with that, but I understand they're trying to mix eras and modernize things, but it just makes it so that it's hard to like lace them loosely with a little bit of extra swag. The tongue is very original as well, but the tongue tab is not. They actually added the Nike Air branding instead of it just being Nike branding, most notably because there's actually air in here now. So yeah, that's awesome. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, you can do one of two things. You can go true to size, especially if you typically wear thick socks. You will fill up some of the space that's left over in there. There's not a lot of padding in the shoe. It's very old school, so keep that in mind. However, most people, especially if you have a narrow or thin foot, will want to go down half a size if you like a snug fit. Wide footers, you'll be good going true to size. I think that there's enough or not enough padding to make it uncomfortable or anything like that. I think that you'll like the way that these fit just as is.
What size are mine? I'm curious. Not that they're the same exact shoe.
A 6.
So.
And you're a wide footer, and that's, you normally go to a 6.5 if you need to, and you didn't. So that's what I'm saying. Wide foot people, you're gonna love this. It's gonna be so comfortable. I'm telling you, this nylon and suede build. You win. Perfect. But with all that being said, what is today's question of the day?
I feel like hearing you reminisce a little bit today. So, how did you two first meet, and what were the first signs of your guys' romance?
Why is this?
I didn't ask the question of the day.
You chose it.
The people want to know.
We met at the movie theater. We used to work at AMC, and yeah, that's pretty much it. She was very persistent, very much, hi, when are you gonna take me out? And I was like, I don't know, like, it's like I'm not, like, I'm pretty shy, you know what I mean? So, and she's not. Things just happened so naturally, I don't even remember, you know what I mean? Like, I know that you hit me with the cash register when I told you not to.
Yeah.
At AMC, there's the registers, or at least it used to be. I don't know what they are like now. We don't have an AMC around here, unfortunately. But there was the registers, and then there was the candy box window underneath. And our AMC, it was a legit window. It wasn't just a display letting you know what candies are out. There was like long drawers, so I had to like go underneath and fill them. And so I was doing that, and I was like, hey, I am right under you. Please do not open the cash register on my head. Not like 10 seconds later, immediately, just boom, right there. And I was like, dude, what the f? Like, I said not to do that. Yeah, and that's been our relationship ever since.
Pretty much.
So, yeah.
Hey, I injured my hand. Can you be careful? What, you want me to hold your hand?
Squeeze it hard. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's been the whole time. But yeah, that's pretty much it. No more deets. No more deets. All you know is that fast forward to now, and we're still together. Who left that comment? Was it "This is Mrs. Wayne"?
No. POJTOJ 54.
Is that your second
No.
screen name? Are you sure?
The J's do not stand for Jody.
I don't think I believe you. But with all that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys. We will catch y'all on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.